Hello everyone, welcome you all to the session of Investment Management, subject code 18 MBA FM 302. So we have already started with unit 2 and we are doing a lot of problems related to risk and return. So till now we have solved the individual securities problem and Nagesh sir has continued with multiple securities problem, that is portfolio management problems. To continue with that, we are also doing, today I am also doing the risk and return problems of individual series and discrete series of portfolio securities. Okay, to begin with the problems, let's take the first question paper, which is June-July 2011 question paper. Okay, June-July 2011 question paper, that is the 8 scheme case study. So I'll write here June-July 2011 question paper, 08 scheme case study. So this is an individual series problem. I'll read out the problem for you all so that you can understand. Stock X and Y displays the following returns over the past 3 years. They have given 3 years, 2005, 2006 and 2007. They have given 2 returns, X and Y. First question they have asked is, what is the expected return of portfolio made up of 40% of X and 60% of Y? Second question they have asked, what is the standard deviation of each stock? Third question they have asked, determine the correlation coefficient of X and Y. Fourth they have asked, what is the portfolio risk of the portfolio made up of 40% of X and 40% of Y. To do this problem, let's write down the data first. So they have given year and they have given the return. So I've told you previously that whenever we have individual securities problem, they'll not give any probability. Here they've given year and return, so it means that is a individual series problem. So here they have given 2005, 2006 and 2007 and they have given the return 14, 16 and 20. Okay. First, you should be able to differentiate the problem as individual series and discrete series. If you are not able to differentiate the problem as individual series and discrete series, the whole problem goes wrong. So, as I have already told, this they have not given probability, so it's individual series problem. In an individual series problem, for calculating the return, that is X bar, you have to summate it and divide by n. So here we are going to add this 20, 36 and 14. The summation is 50. So here sigma x, we'll take this as x, sigma x divided by n. Okay, your sigma x is 50 divided by n is the number of years, which is 3. So 50 divided by 3, we have our calculators. Meanwhile, you can also calculate. Okay, 16.67. So 16.67 is your X bar. Okay, next is this is R. We can take it as X. Okay, so here we'll write X minus X bar. Okay, this is, we'll take it as X security, or else you can even write as Rx and Ry. Okay, okay, Rx minus Rx bar. So here R is 14 minus R bar is 16.67. So you get minus 2.67. Okay. Then 16 minus 16.67, you get minus 0.67. Okay. So 20 minus 16.67, so you get 20 minus 16.67. This is higher, so you get 3.33. Okay, right, I guess. So 20 minus 16.67. So you get 3.33. 3. So what you need to do in the next step? Next step is R minus R bar, that is Rx minus R bar square. Whatever answer we have got, we are going to square it. So 2.67 into 2.67 you get is 7.1289. Okay. The next is 0.67 into 0.67. So you get 0.4489. Okay. Then last one, 3.33 into 3.33. You get this 11.0889. There is no probability. The same thing we are going to hold it up, plus 0.4489 plus 7.1289. Your answer is 18.66667. So we'll take 18.67. We'll just hold it up to 2 digits. Okay, this is the calculation of X. The first question they have asked is, okay, what is the expected return of a portfolio? Okay, for that we'll go on a later part. Now we have got the answer here. Let's do the standard deviation here itself, and later on I'll sum it up all the answers together. Okay, we have done mean. In the same way, we'll do the standard deviation also. The formula for standard deviation is root sigma Rx minus Rx bar square divided by n minus 1. For individual series, for all the problems you get n minus 1 or n. Okay. So here the answer is 18.67 divided by 3 minus 1 root. Okay. So 18.67 divided by 2. Okay, root of that. So 18, I'll just calculate 18.67 divided by 2. You get 9.335. 9.335. The root of this, okay, root of the answer, you get 3.05. Okay. So your standard deviation of X security is 3.05. Like the same way you have to do it for Y security also. So let's put the answers here. Okay, I'll put the answer here. I'll put 4 questions, as we'll restrict the space to this end. We'll put all the 4 questions. The first question we have not answered. Second question we have answered. Second question is, what is the standard deviation of each stock? That is the second question. So for one stock we have calculated. So I'll write standard deviation of X is 3.05. Okay. So I've written the answer of one component. Let's calculate the second one. And X bar is 16.67. So we'll write somewhere. I'll write here individual series problem. Okay. So let's change the data. For that backup, we'll just write X bar. We need this too. So that is 16.67 of X bar. Later on, we'll take the data. Okay. So the same thing, I'll just rub only the numericals. Okay, I'll rub only the numericals. Now I'll write the data for Y. Okay, I'll write the data for Y. And the data for Y is 12, 18 and 15. 12, 18 and 15. So Y. Okay, and this also becomes Y. Okay, so let's add on 18 plus 12, you get us 30, 30 plus 15, and you get us 45. Okay, so I'll write 45. So here 45 by 3, 45 by 3, you get is, oh sorry, it's 15. Okay, so you get 15, and here x minus x bar we are going to do. So 12 minus 15 is minus 3, and 18 minus 15 is plus 3, and 15 minus 15 is 0. Okay, we'll just multiply it, 9, 9, 9, 0. Okay, we are going to add that. Let's put our column here nearby. Okay, ry minus ry bar square. So it's 9, 9 and 0, that is sigma is 18. So we'll just place 18 here, 18. So 9, the root of 9 is, you all know it, 3. Okay. So this information also will write it. First, y bar, it is 15, 15 is the answer, and the standard deviation, it is y is 3. Okay, y is 3. So x bar standard deviation of x is 3.05 and standard deviation y is 3. So that completes your first part. Now, I'll rub this for further calculations. We need this column, so I'll just rub here. The columns which we don't want, we'll just rub that. Okay, so here first question they have asked us, what is the expected return on portfolio made up of 40% of x and 60% of y. So we know the weightage, we'll write the weightage also. Weight of x is 40% and weight of y is 60%. Okay, we have done that. So they have asked to calculate the return of the portfolio. So I'll just write it here. Return of portfolio, RP signifies return of portfolio, RI signifies individual securities. The formula I'll write it here. Weight x into x bar plus, it is easy to remember, weight y into y bar. Weights will be given in the problem itself. So 0.4 into x bar, we have written the data, it is 16.67, weight y, that is 6, into y bar, we know it is 15. Okay, so let's calculate 16.67 into 0.4, 0.668, 0.668 is the answer, plus 0.6 into 15, you get 9. Okay, you are going to add these two, plus 6.668, you get an answer of 15.668. So this is the answer. First question's answer is 15.668. So if you invest in a portfolio consisting of two securities x and y, where x's weightage is 0.4 and y's weightage is 0.6, if you are investing in this portfolio, the overall return of the portfolio is 15.668. Okay. The second question they have asked, what is the standard deviation of individual securities? That we have already done. I put it on the board. The next question they have asked is, determine the correlation coefficient of x and y. Okay. So determine the correlation coefficient of x and y. Correlation coefficient is R. To calculate R, I'll just erase this. Okay. I'll just erase this. To calculate R, you need a formula covariance xy divided by standard deviation x into standard deviation y. So, standard deviation we already know, it is already there on the board, but covariance we have not yet calculated. To calculate covariance, you have to multiply Rx minus R bar x into Ry into R bar y. So, I will just write the covariance here, okay, Rx minus R bar x into Ry minus Ry bar x. Okay, this is the formula for calculating covariance. COV is covariance. While explaining the theory, I have already told what it signifies. So, covariance xy is Rx minus R bar x into Ry minus R bar y. So, for y we have already retained the answers which of the previous table we have retained, but for Rx we have to write. So, let us recall and write Rx. It is 2.67 minus, okay, and it was minus 0.67, okay, and it was 3.33. So, these were the answers from the previous table which we have got it, x minus x bar. This is y minus y bar. We have to multiply these two. So, let us multiply 2.67 into 3. You get 8.01. Minus into minus, it becomes plus. So, you get 8.01 is the answer for the first one. The next is 0.67 into 3. So, it is minus 2.01, and anything multiplied with 0, it is 0. So, let us do this summation, that is covariance xy. Let us do the summation. From 8.01 to minus 2.01 means it is 6. Okay, let us do the summation of this. Summation of this table is 6. Okay. As of now, we have not yet got the covariance. This is individual series. So, I will do it here. Okay, individual series. So, if you have to get the covariance of xy, you have to do sigma Rx minus Rx bar, okay, Ry minus Ry bar divided by n minus 1. This is very important. Okay, in individual series for almost all you get n minus 1. Okay, so here I will write the total which we have got, that is 6, and we have got n as 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So, 6 divided by 2, your covariance is 3. Okay, so your covariance xy is 3. Let's put that into the table, which is 3 divided by, so I'll write like this, 3 divided by standard deviation. The answers of standard deviation are there in the table. I'll just write down 3.05 into 3. Okay, so 3 divided by, let's multiply this first. So 3 divided by 3.05 into 3, we get 9.15. Okay, we get 9.15. So for that we'll do 3 divided by 9.15. You get an answer of 0.328. 0.328. Okay, one thing you have to remember is whenever you do R is always less than 1. Okay, it is always less than 1. You should be careful of that. That is correlation from -1 to +1. It ranges between that itself. If you are getting more than that, then it means the calculation or problem has gone wrong somewhere. Okay, so this is R. So third question they have asked, determine the correlation coefficient of XY, that we have determined. R is equal to 0.328. This is the calculation. Okay, and now last question they have asked, what is the portfolio risk of a portfolio made up of 40% X and 60% Y? The same 40 and 60 is right, but they have asked portfolio risk. Okay, let's clean the board first. Okay, the last fourth question, that is portfolio risk. Risk is denoted by standard deviation. P means portfolio. Standard deviation I means of individual securities. So this is a lengthy formula, but a easy one. Okay, you can remember that. Okay, so let's start with the formula. Weight X square, standard deviation X square, plus weight Y square, standard deviation Y square, plus, okay, 2 into R into weight X, weight Y, standard deviation X and standard deviation Y. Okay, this is the formula. Now, to simplify this, let's add the values to it. Weight X is 0.4, weight X is 40%, 40% we are going to convert it. So, 0.4 square, standard deviation of X is 3.05. So, we will write 3.05 square plus 0.6 square, standard deviation Y is 3 square, plus, I will write the entire thing in the bottom for your understanding, 2 into R. R is, we have calculated 0.328 into 0.4 into 0.6 into 3.05 into 3. Okay, this is the entire set which has to come here. Okay, let's simplify this. Okay, let's simplify. 0.4 into 0.4, 4 4s are 16. So, I will write 0.16. Okay, so this is, we have to do it, 3.05 into 3.05, we get, 3.05 into 3.05, we get 9.3025, then 0.6 into 0.6, 0.6 into 0.6, you get 0.36, okay, into, we'll put brackets like this, okay, then 3 3s are 9, okay. So, this is one set, and the last set will just multiply all of that. So, 2 into 0.328 into 0.4 into 0.6 into 3.05 into 3. So, let's multiply everything and you get 1.4406. 1.4406 you get, okay. Then again further simplifying, let's multiply these components. 0.16 into 9.3025, you get us 1.4406. 1.4884 plus 1.4884 plus 0.36 into 9, we get 3.24 plus 1.4406. So again, let's add all of this. Let's add. So we get 1.4884 plus 3.24 plus 1.4406. You get is 6.169. 6.169. Not to forget your root. So I'll write root of the answer. You get 2.48. Your answer is 2.48. So the risk, if you invest in the ratio of X 40%, Y 60%, the risk you get is 2.48. Okay, now just see here. If you are investing in individual security, your return is 16.67 and 15. Okay, but if you are investing in a portfolio security, it takes the average, that is 15.668. In the same way, if you have to tell about the risk, individual security, if you are investing 3.05 and 3 is the risk, but if you are investing in a portfolio, the risk comes down to 2.48. Okay, hope so you have understood this problem. This is an individual series problem. Okay, next problem we'll do is a discrete series problem to show the difference between how individual differs from discrete. So let's erase this. We'll keep this table as it is so that to write the data, but if the problem is similar, according to that we'll make the changes. Okay, so I've erased the data. So let's erase this too and this too. This is a very important problem, okay, which is definite to come in your exams and it acts as a basis. Okay, so you should be learning this and understanding this properly. So let's take another question paper of discrete series problem. So nearby question paper here only we'll see. So June, July 2016 paper will take. June, July 2016 paper 12 scheme. Okay, June, July 2016 paper 12 scheme. 2016 paper 12 scheme and the question is 3B. 3B, it is discrete series problem. Okay, this is a discrete series problem. I'll just read out the problem for you. The return on securities A and B are given below. They have given the probability 0.5, 0.4, 0.1. Security A is 420 and security B is, oh, here in this question they have asked only, this is not about the portfolio, the question is case study, sorry. Okay, the question number is not 3B, this we have already solved, it is case study. Okay, this is case study. So I'll read out the problem for you. The return of two assets under 4 possible states of nature are given below. State of nature they have given 1, 2, 3, 4. Probability they have given 0.1, 0.3, 0.5, 0.1. Return on asset is given 5, 10, 15, 20. Return on asset 2 they have given 0, 8, 18, 26. They have asked the first question, what is the standard deviation of the return asset 1 and asset 2. Next they have asked covariance between the returns and next they have asked coefficient correlation between the returns and explain the nature of side return indifference curve. Okay, this is a theory question. When we learn the indifference curve, because there are 3 parameters, risk neutral, risk averse and risk taker. Like this, there are 3 parameters, and for that you get 3 different curves. When we again go to the theory in the next chapter, it comes in 7th chapter, no, not in 7th chapter, it come in 5th chapter. So at that time we'll discuss the indifference curves. Okay, so here right now we have only 3 questions. Okay, the first question is related, we have only 3 questions. The first question is related to standard deviation. So standard deviation. The second question is related to covariance. Okay. Third question is related to R, that is correlation coefficient. These 3 will solve. Okay. Here they have not asked any question of portfolio. You can make an assumption of the portfolio of the previous and then do it. Okay. Okay, so let's see the answers for it. Write the question. So here portfolio state of returns, they are given state of returns 1, 2, 3, 4 state of returns. That's not that important. Okay, then they have given probability. So we'll write the probability 0 0.1, 0 0.35 and 1. 3, 5 and 1. So this is the probability, and then 5, 10, 15 and 20 written on a 5, 10, 15 and 20. Okay, and this is the data. So we'll just simplify it and do it quickly. Okay, this is a discrete series problem. Just see, they have given the probability. So discrete series problem. So to calculate R bar, you have to multiply these. So let's start multiplying. 5 into 0 0.1, you get 0 0.5. 10 into 0 0.3, you get as 3, I guess. Yeah, 3. Then 15 half, it is 7.5, and 0 0.20.1, it is 2. Okay, so let's add on for the R bar. A bar we'll write. It is as it is A security. Okay, we'll write A bar. So 7, 8, 10, 10, 12 and 13. So you get this 13. Okay, then you have to calculate R minus R bar. R minus R bar. R is 5, R bar is 13. So 5 minus 13 is equal to 8. 10 minus 13 is equal to 3. Minus 8 and minus 3. Then 15 minus 13 is 2. 20 minus 13 is 7. We have already calculated R minus R bar. For this, we have to do square and then the probability. This is a discrete series problem. So, you have to square it and then do the probability. So, 8 into 8, 64. We'll write RA minus RA bar square. Okay, we'll write this. 3 into 3, you get 9. 2 into 2, 4. 7 7s are 49. So, we'll multiply this with the probability. This is an important step which you forget normally. So, 64 into 0 0.1, you get as 6.4. 9 into 0 0.3, you get 2.7. Then 4 into 0 0.5, it is 2. 49 into 0 0.1, it is 4.9. So, we are going to do the sigma of this. So, 6.4 plus 2.7 plus 2 plus 9, 4.9. You get the answer as 16. Okay. Once we get the answer 16, we are going to calculate the standard deviation. Standard deviation is RA minus RA bar square into probability. There is no n minus 1. Remember that. So, 16. Root of 16 is 4. So, your answer of standard deviation of A security is 4. In the same way, you have to do it for B. We need this answer at the end. So let's recall -8, -3, 2 and 7. Let's recall that. Record in our minds. Then continue with B security. In the same way, you all can calculate. Till I erase and do parallelly, you can also do it. This is of security B. Security B, they have said it is 0, 8, 18 and 26. 0, 8, 18 and 26. So let's start multiplying. So multiplication, it is 0 and 8 into 0.3, you get is 2.4. 18 half, it is 9. 2.6, it is 2.6. 26 into 1, it is 2.6. So let's start 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. 14 is R bar. So R minus R bar, this is R, okay, and this is R bar. So 0 minus 14, you get this minus 14. Okay, then 88 minus 14, you get as 5, right? 8, 9, 10, yeah, sorry, 6. Okay, you get 6, minus 6. Then you get 18 minus 14, you get 4. 26 minus 14, you get 12. Okay, again we have to square that. So 14 into 14, you get 196 into, I'll only do the probability there itself, into 0.1, you get 19.6. Then you get 6 into 6, 6 are 36 into 0.3, you get 10.8. Okay, then you have 4 into 4 is 8, 8 half, it is 4. It is 4. Then 12 into 12 is 144 into 0.1, it is 14.4. So you need to add all these, okay. So 19.6 plus 10.8 plus 4 plus 14.4. You get as 50. Did I make it? I think so. Yeah. Here 19.6 is right, 10.8 is right. Here I have made a mistake because 4 into 4 we have got 16 and 16 into 0.5 we have got 8. Okay, so your answer comes to 52.8. Okay, so 10 to, let's just go 19.6 plus 10.8 plus 8 plus 14.4, yeah, 52.8. So same thing will substitute here, it's already there, 52.8. Root of the answer, it is 7.27. Okay, so I'll write the answer for this too. B, the answer is 7.27. And we have to do covariance and we have to do R. Okay, so for covariance, we need to retain this. Okay, then we can erase all other stuff. And we have to recall what we have done it for A minus A bar. This is of B R A minus R A bar. We have to remember it was minus 8, minus 3 and 2 and 7, right? 2 and 7. You have to multiply these two numericals along with the probability. So your probability was given 0.1, 0.3, 0.5. This is the probability and 0.1. So this has to come up to 100. Hope so you remember it. and you have to multiply all of them to get the answer for covariance A, B. Okay, to get the answer. Now we have to multiply 0.1 into minus 8 into minus 14. So you get 11.2. Okay, 11.2 you get. In the same way, do the rest of the one. 0.3 into minus 3 into minus 6. So you get 5.4. Okay. In the same way, 0.5 into 2 into 4, you get 4. Okay, you have to multiply all these. Okay, the last one, 0.1 into 7 into 12, you get 8.4. So you are going to add these two to get sigma covariance xy. You have to do the sigma of this. Sigma of that is 11.2 plus 5.4 plus 4 plus 8.4. You get is 29. So here no need of doing n minus 1, nothing, because this is a discrete series problem. 29 itself is the covariance. Okay, so let's do the last step where they have asked R. So here I'll write R covariance of xy divided by standard deviation x and standard deviation y. Covariance is 29, standard deviation is 4 into 7.27. All the answers are there in the board. So first we'll multiply this 4 into 7.27. Your answer is 29.08. 29.08. So 29 divided by 29.08. It's quite nearby. So here 29 divided by 29.08 is equal to, you get 0.997. Okay, or 0.997. So the answer for the third is R is 0.997. One thing you might have observed here, that it will never cross 1. That is, either it might be minus 1 or plus 1. It will not cross. Okay, this is what I have asked. If they ask the portfolio combination, the same formula of the previous, you have to just substitute the values. In this problem, they have not asked. In case they ask, for example, the same paper is repeated in July 2007. July 2007 paper, the same it is repeated. Just see the paper you have, July 2007. July 2007, they have given it for 15 marks. Here they have said, if the two stocks are combined into a portfolio into proportion of 40 and 60% in, they have given the name as HLL and SPI. Here they have given A and B. There they have given the names as HLL and SPI. The same problem. They have asked if there is two cost stock combination is there. So what is 40% and 60%? With keeping in mind the same, will do that for you all to have the continuity. So this is that way. This paper it is not there. It is July 2007. July 2007 05 scheme. 05 scheme. Question number is 7B. Even though it is 7B, it is for 15 marks. Okay. They have asked two questions. Portfolio, return on portfolio. So weight X, will say A and A bar plus weight B and B bar. So weight they have given is 40, 60. So 0.4, 40%. Okay. A bar we have not written. So as per we remember, it is 39, 14, right? 39, 14 was A bar. A bar is 13 and B bar is 14. So here 13 plus 0.6 into 14. Let's multiply these two. 0.4 into 13, you get 5.2 plus 14 into 0.6, you get 8.4. Let's add these two. 5.2, you get 13.6. So here written it is 13.6. I'll write it here. Standard deviation written of a portfolio, it is 13.6. In the same way, if we have to do the standard deviation, I'll just do the substitution and tell you all how to do it. Root, the same formula, okay, weight A square, standard deviation A square plus weight B square, standard deviation B square plus 2 into R into weight A into weight B into standard deviation A into standard deviation B. Okay, to substitute the values, 0.4 into standard deviation is 4 square plus 0.6 square into 7.27 square plus I'll write here 2 into R is 0.997 into 0.4 into 0.6 into 4 into 7.27. So whole data I have written. So calculation you need to do where 0.4 into 0.4 you get 0.16. 4 4s are 16. So this is one set plus 0.6 into 0.6. In the past problem we have done 0.36 into, sorry, this is not there, into 7.27 into 7.27. You get 52.8. 52.8 I am getting 85 we can take. Plus we have to multiply all these 2 into 0.997 into 0.4 into 0.6 into 4 into 7.27. We get 13.92. Okay, 13.92. So root of this. Okay, if you have to simplify, 0.16 into 16, you get as 2.76, 56, then 0.36 into 52.85, you get 19.026 plus 13.92, the root of this 2. Let's add all. Plus 13.92 plus 2.56. You get us 35.506. 35.506. Do not forget to put the root of the answer. You get 5.95. Many times the same problems get repeated in your exam. Okay, the final answer is standard deviation P is 5.95. Okay, hope so you have understood this. Okay, like this will be in the next class also. We will be doing similar kind of problems, or some will bring in some changes to the same problem, so that there are various varieties of problem. Thank you for attending the class.